Greetings and salutations, folks. My name's Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2, where, you know, I might as well stop starting these videos with, we're leading up to the expedition, because we're gonna be leading up to the expedition for a little while. Apparently, I looked, one of the things I like to do is, with walkthroughs, is I'm not really interested in the walkthrough itself for the video game. I'm just interested in the index, so I kind of have an idea as to where I am. And the expedition is like the last thing you do in Act 1. So, yeah, there we go. That's the herbalist task. So there's quite a few things for me to do before... Oh, hello. Already being attacked by dark spawn. All right. A bolter. And now maybe I can move myself over there, then... Did that do any damage to everybody? That did a little bit of damage to everybody. Excellent. Nope, damn it. So... Oh, nope. This fight's still going on. I'm being a little bit too preemptive. Let's see, it looks like somebody's attacking Bethany. And then there's one more straggler. Oh, hello, it is an ogre. All too easy. And there, the pure iron bark. Fantastic. We don't even have to report this to the elves. We just have to go back to the herbalist. The elves don't even need to know this area has been cleared of darkspawn. Anything up here worth taking? The answer is no. Okay. So let's, I don't know, what should we do first? Should we just still carry out other tasks while we're out here? Like, we might as well, because there's another outside area that has quests going on. Back to the Wounded Coast, where we're... I don't know what Black Powder Promise was. Oh yeah, that was the Canary outlaws, who we promised to stop just for the sake of stopping the Canary outlaws. And then there's also the missing son. Like, I've already been to the Wounded Coast, but it... like, the mini-map...
You must really like the Hawk family.
Oh, never mind. The mini-map has not rewritten itself yet.
You came away from Lothering with them, didn't you? And they're not even your clan.
Humans don't have clans, Meryl.
Exactly. You came so far together, and you didn't even have a keeper to make you get along.
So your keeper tells you to stop kicking each other, or she'll turn the Aravel around?
Sometimes she also warns us to stop pulling hair.
I'm going to pull this caravan right around if you do not behave yourselves. Yeah, let's use backstab on you, explosive strike on you. Are you just here because of the outlaws? Did I miss you when I came by here the first time? Who knows what brings these spawns back to the map? But I suppose I could always use the experience. There's still more levels to gain, abilities to acquire. Slaver Caverns. Why did I say cavern like that? Slaver Caverns. Yeah, with some spindleweed. Tell us the story, the rich history behind this spindleweed. I already know it. Or there isn't one. Because I just discovered... Maybe I already knew it. Who knows? I still have to check to see how the addition of a whole bunch of elf fruit has affected my potion ordering. Whether it's become more expensive, more effective, nobody cares. Let's backstab you. And then explosive strike you. Explosive strike actually seems like the better one. Like, backstab is solid, but explosive strike seems to be getting me better results. Is that a mage up there? Yeah. Some mushrooms. I've already learned the rich history of the mushroom. I could not quote a single line from it, though. I still remember that the Ebrium was apparently found out as a healing item by accident, but that happens to be one of the last of these that I actually read. Ah, somebody locked their dull shiv away. They knew they would need their dull shiv for later. So they put it in a safe place. You don't need to tell me that my network is awful. I know my network is awful. Hello!
Take one more step and the boy dies.
This is as close as I get.
Nice.
There! Let's finish this!
No need to negotiate with slavers. No, I don't feel like the need to stun enemies with that small of a health bar. It seems as though health bars in this game come in like 3 different varieties. There is the small health bar, enemies that get defeated very easily. This enemy is I think this is the medium health bar. No, this is the large health bar. But that enemy was being,
You would have let him kill me. He had a sword at my throat, and you just... I mean, thank you, but what if you were wrong?
I'm never wrong.
Huh. That must be convenient.
It's incredibly convenient.
Are you working for the Templars?
Your mother sent me.
Hardly a difference. I can't believe her. My whole life it was all, I'll love you and protect you. Then I have some bad dreams and it's off to the Templars.
What is the other way?
You belong in the circle of Magi.
Well, I'm not going. I was trying to get to the Dalish. They won't be afraid of my magic.
You'd be alone among the Dalish. Even more than a Dalish would be here.
Compared to being held prisoner, or made tranquil, I'll risk being lonely. Look, I know it's different in other kingdoms, but here, no one helps circle mages. Anything the Templars don't like, you get the brand. The Dalish, they've had magic forever. They could teach me. I won't be a danger, I swear.
It will be your humanity that marks you among the people, not your magic. But I think they will take you.
If there was another way, the Circle would know it.
I would still say go to the Circle, because if you're going to... You're essentially burdening one group versus another with your magic training. Like, there's no reason the Dalish would want to take you. I still say go to the Circle.
Sorry, friend, but it's time to get familiar with the gallows.
I saw what you did to those Tevinters. I cannot hope to fight you.
I am pretty awesome.
Go and get your blood money. Tell my mother she won. But she'll be the only one I don't miss when they lock me away.
Whatever their differences, his mother deserves to know he's alive.
I'll take the hit. I was going to upset one or the other. And there's definitely no way the two of them would have agreed, Meryl and Aveline. I mean, it's like neither choice is particularly great. Either way, you kind of, like, whether he flees to the Dalish or whether he flees to the, or whether he goes to the Mage's Circle. His old life
If you could do anything,
is more or less over.
anything at all, what would you do? That's easy. Be normal. No magic. Just normal. Really? You wouldn't fly across Thedas or eat a cake the size of Kirkwall? Keep a baby griffin for a pet? Well, now that you say it, the griffin might not be so bad. I'd name mine Feathers.
That's not exactly the most interesting griffin name. Like, that would be like naming your dog Fur. And that's still one, like, that's barely one step away from naming your pet eagle Eagly. Bonus points if you get the reference. Nah, double bonus points because the reference is really good.
On your guard.
Who? Are you having a conversation from, like, this area? Didn't I clear that area out? But yeah, like, either life is necessarily hard. At the Mage's Circle, there is the risk of them deciding that you need to be made tranquil. But then again, if he's so dangerous...
No further, human. Calvishoff control these passages.
Ambushes are usually quieter, Kunari.
I did not intend to ambush. I expected to warn a caravan, but you are not helpless. The path ahead is littered with my kind. If you are as skilled as you look, it would please me if you killed them.
And I should trust you.
I have no history of betraying your people, only my own. I did not like my role, so I left the queue. I do not wish to be a murdering thief, so I left these Talvishoff to warn their victims. You are no victim, so now I will leave.
What's the trick, Talvishoff?
The path ahead is thick with my kind. They revel in chaos, and will give you the battle you appear to want. If telling you that is a trick, it is a poor one. I am new to decisions outside my role, human. I have decided to warn you. Do what you will.
Take warnings where you find them.
Alright. But I already knew they were going to be there because of the quest marker. how do quest markers function in a story sense? Does Hawk just kind of figure things out and go to the right places in the middle of the wilderness? These are medium health bars. The ogre is a large health bar. No, sorry, the ogre is an extra large health bar. So you got small, medium, large, extra large health bars. Most battles in this game have you fighting against enemies with you fight a lot of small health bars, maybe like 2 to 3 medium health bars, and then 1 large health bar. That's what happens when you don't get damage numbers. Although I think I could turn on damage numbers if I wanted. Like, there is an option for that. Is there? Interface. I've turned on all of the combat I've turned on show damage numbers. But because I can't see their health numbers, like, what good does that do me? Like, what good is having the damage? I suppose I could actually turn that off. Although I suppose, at least if I have the damage numbers, I can see how damaging my attacks are in relation to each other. Like, if I do a backstab and I see that it does this much damage versus doing an explosive strike, which does that much damage, I can determine which of my attacks are stronger, but I don't necessarily know how strong the enemy is because I don't see anything but the bar. Why, hello! Oh, you've got your own cavern. I had to think about that. I actually had to put some thought into how the word cavern is pronounced. Oh, I'm still in combat. Of course I'm still in combat. Ooh. Everybody's beating up Meryl. Okay, you all ignored that. Backstab you. I did not see the damage number because it went away too quickly. Yeah, I might as well turn off damage numbers because there's nothing really to be gained from looking at them. And if I want, I could always turn them back on. Status effects. Yeah, let's keep that for now. Not like I'm going to do anything about status effects. But at least I will know that they are changing. And if there's an enemy that does, like, specific statuses over and over again, there's a door. See, that was a door that looked like a wall. Most walls looked like that, but this time I knew it was something I could interact with. All right, and I can also see when characters are interrupted, as opposed to just kind of depending on their staggering animations to inform me of that gameplay change. Why, hello? Oh. Was that a trap? Alright, let's backstab you. Yeah, silverite. I can grab that for all of my silverite-related needs. Or maybe having extra uses of specific ingredients unlocks other options for potions to order. once again, I'm reminded I probably should find a potions table so I could actually see what my crafting options have actually switched to. Ooh, a chest. Are you a mage up there? Yeah, let's get rid of you real quick. There we go. Now who's under attack? Who's all the way over there? What is that? Dispel magic? Did that do anything? Maybe it did something. Oh my. That was fast. Who are you fellows that just showed up? Ah, you are the instigator. You are also a mage.
Done. We're better or not, the dwarf will be at the door.
Alright, let's use some injury kits. I feel as though that spell was a little bit on the overpowered side, considering the fact that it more or less one-shotted these characters with lower health bars, but I suppose I can also take that as a sign that I need to pump up their constitution, as opposed to just focus on willpower and magic. Do I need to collect anything? Like, there was supposed to be something I thought there was something I was supposed to bring back. Alright. Either way. Somebody over here needs an item I picked up while wandering around aimlessly. Oh no, there's more quests. Let's see, anything I picked up worth using? That's the one I got rid of. That's a short bow. That is worse. That is worse. I think that might be better than one of these. Yeah. Alright, Corval's blades. You can buy all of my stuff. And I should really see if anybody has additional backpacks for sale. That way I could hopefully carry more stuff. Hubert's Finest Goods. Do you have Tome of Technique? A little expensive considering I'm funding an expedition.
The Viscount's son abducted by Kunari.
Offered on the authority of His Excellence Viscount Marlowe Dumar. Citizens of able nature, Viscount Dumar requires your aid. His son, Seamus Dumar, has been lost to uncertain company, and a safe return is sought with all haste. Make your case of skill to Seneschal Braun at his station in His Excellency's keep, and the reward for this act shall be generous in both sentiment and coin. That is a fancy way of saying save my kid. You, traditionalist and envoy.
This fell into my hands. Recognize it?
I had long since paid my debt over this. It's grand to see it again.
I'm glad I was able to reunite yourself, whoever you are, with the thing. And I feel like that's one of the things, it's like a video game thing to have side quests, but at the same time, this video game is set up in a narrative frame in which you have the character of Varric telling the story about the champion to the leader of the Chantry, Meredith, I think, is her name. I forgot her, a Knight Commander? Anyway. But he's telling her the story of the champion. Like, how detailed is this story compared to what you are doing in the game? Like, is he... How detailed does he get? That was when the champion went over to Carl's Knives and sold all of their weapons, armor, and junk that they had picked up while wandering the Wounded Coast. Then they turned away and checked the goods to see if there were any backpacks. Like...
So, will anyone smite me if I tell you I killed the men who wronged your family?
Excuse me, who are... My post to the Chanter's board? Did Her Grace let that stay? I thought for sure no one even read, but you say you've killed them.
Yep.
You have my eternal gratitude, Sirrah. It is comforting to think my...
The Flint mercenary groups.
Easily in their graves.
Who are you exactly?
I am Sebastian Vale, Prince of Starkhaven. Her Grace might prefer I introduce myself as a brother in the Chantry, but I could not stay after what happened to my family.
Why didn't your family's enemies hunt you down as well?
That's why I took the offensive. Thanks to you, those Flint Company assassins are no longer a danger. I'm the last of my line. Unless I survive, my family will have no justice.
Who sent these mercenaries?
My family has ruled Starkhaven for 6 generations. We have enemies, but none who would identify themselves openly. A distant cousin of mine is claiming rulership now, but he is a bit simple. He can be no more than a pawn in this plot.
Surely you have a guess as to who was behind it.
My parents were always prudent in how they handled our nobles. They did not allow rivalries or resentments to flourish. The attack must have come from outside. Kirkwall is our largest trading partner. I came back here to find support for my claim, and perhaps for a clue as to who is behind this foul deed.
Your parents probably don't care much at this point, but I hope you sleep a bit easier.
Yes, I hope I will. Thank you. Consider this in advance. When I have secured my lands again, you will be paid royally. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must meet with the Viscount and petition him for aid to a fellow city.
All right. And got some gold.
It wasn't a big enough village to have a wall around it, let alone a place for elves.
Where did the elves live then?
Stables and outbuildings mostly.
I think I like alienages better.
Oh, hold on. This person wants some bodily remains.
Shall not be left to
Ooh,
wander.
some reading material. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathos, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountain and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Maphareth, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium. And when Maphareth saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last the armies of Andraste and Maphareth stood before the very gates of Minrathos. But Andraste was not with them, for Maphareth had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to Tevinter. For this, the Archon would give Maphareth all the lands to the south of the waking sea. And so, before all the armies of the Alamari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Maphareth, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady sits still at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. How do you know that last part?
Oh, Maker, why can't I remember how it goes?
Like, how would you actually be aware of...
Orphan Fereldans ran off again after we fed them.
I mean, I suppose there's always optimism. Parvolen, the occupied north. In the 30th year of the Steel Age, the first Qunari ships were sighted off the coast of Parvolan, in the far north, marking the beginning of a new age of warfare. History calls this the First Qunari War, but it was mostly a one-sided bloodbath, with the Qunari advancing far into the mainland. Qunari warriors in glittering steel armor carved through armies with ease. Their cannons, the likes of which our ancestors had never seen, reduced city walls to rubble in a matter of seconds. Stories of Qunari occupation vary greatly. It is said they dismantled families and sent captives to learning camps for indoctrination into their religion. Those who refused to cooperate disappeared to mines or construction camps. For every tale of suffering, however, there is another of enlightenment deriving from something called the Kun. This is either a philosophical code or a written text that governs all aspects of Qunari life, perhaps both. One converted Saharan reported pity for those who refused to embrace the Kun, as if the conquerors had led him to a sort of self-discovery. For all my life I followed the Maker wherever his path led me, he wrote, but in the Kun I have found the means to travel my own path. It has been said that the most complete way to wipe out a people is not with the blades, but with books. Thankfully, a world that had repelled 4 blights would not easily bow to a foreign aggressor, and so the exalted marches began. The greatest advantage of the Chantry-led forces was the Circle of Magi. For all their technology, the Qunari appeared to harbor great hatred for magic. Faced with cannons, the Chantry responded with lightning and balls of fire. The Qunari armies lacked the sheer numbers of humanity. So many were slain at Marnus Pel on both sides that the Vale is said to be permanently sundered, the ruins still plagued by restless corpses. But each year the Chantry pushed further and further into the Qunari lines, although local converts to the Khun proved difficult to return to Andraste's teachings. By the end of the Storm Age, the Qunari were truly pushed back. Ravain was the only human land that retained the Qunari religion after being freed, and its rulers attempted to barter a peace. Most human lands signed the Lomarin Accord, accepting the Tevinter Imperium. It is a shaky peace that has lasted to this day. So again, fairly recent history.
Your reason for living.
Bless my fool spirit, I never thought I'd see that again. Thank you.
Okay, I brought you the remains of somebody. Made a comment. That person responded to said comment in a very vague manner. Business is concluded.
The first of the Maker's children watched across the
Right. Viscount, tell me about your missing son. I feel like this has become side quest the game. Now that I've already acquired all of the gold sovereigns I need to fund the expedition, I'm just doing more side quests.
Dumas will see no one. If you've news of Seamus, I will relay it to him.
Fine. Tell Dumas my scouts have tracked the boy and his Qunari captor to the Wounded Coast.
Again with this
Full
Wounded
company
Coast.
after them, and when I return, I expect him to make a show of the reward.
So many to deal with one Qunari seems excessive.
He may be Tal Vashoth. The Winters leave nothing to chance. Get out of my bloody way.
Yes, what is it?
Looks like I'm not the only one who saw the bounty posting.
Apparently so, and I am regretting it. As I told the others, Viscount Dumas' son, Seamus, is missing. We suspect he was taken by a Qunari.
Wouldn't he know
If you'd
Aveline?
like to try your hand at securing his safe return, feel free. I have certainly granted no exclusivity to the Winters and their violent approach.
I should know about the competition.
The Winters out of Navarra. They don't care one whit if Seamus is returned unharmed. Their lead, Sirrah Guinness, is hungry for a foothold in fair Kirkwall. And frankly, we have enough of their kind.
There must be suspicions about why the boy went missing.
Why? What have you heard?
Nothing.
That's an interesting
Until
response.
now.
There is truly nothing known. He is gone, and there have been sightings of a Qunari. The only complication is that Seamus is known to be of a sympathetic mind.
Oh, he's
May have
part. He's
placed himself in danger, but
accepted
it
the
is
Khun.
danger nonetheless.
That's what's happened.
The Qunari are not wild in the city. Petition their leader for the boy's return.
The Arishok has declared that it is not his role to do so. Apparently their rebels, the Tal Vashoth, are hunted anyway, killed for what they are, not for what they may have done. That does not bode well for Seamus.
This isn't a task for a guardsman?
Yes, isn't it?
Thank you, Aveline.
A concern of appearance. If we used guards, it would allow Viscount Dumas' opponents to say this admits the Qunari threat because the city responded. In these times, public embarrassment is preferable to official embarrassment.
Ready the reward, he'll be back in no time.
Declare it if you like, but the reward goes to whomever brings him back safe. A discussion you are welcome to have with the Winters, should you encounter them, on the Wounded Coast.
Yes, I'm aware of that. You don't have to mention that.
Messiah, please stop kicking the wall.
Who's kicking the wall?
The Viscount must be terribly busy.
Should we change somebody out in the party? Yeah, let's swap in, Do you have more health? You've got a little bit more health. And then we'll throw this into... Yeah, Constitution, why not? And... whatever that was. Let's go turn in this quest for the Kunari Outlaws.
That beast in Lothering killed one of my best...
Let me pass. I have business with the dwarf Javaris and your Arashok.
The short mouth, yes. Enter if you must, Basra.
I feel like things have become more complicated. This was not quite as simple as I was expecting it to be.
Ah, my right hand arrives. Summon your Arashok. The bargain is done. About time you showed. I've been here for hours. Illustrious Arashok, I am here to report that your hated Talvashoth were felled, one and all. Right? Yes, they were. So, I'm ready to open negotiations for the explosive powder, as we agreed.
No.
He's not getting it. Say something.
You arranged this. You deal with it.
Well, you see, it is customary that effort deserves reward. I think I've shown how common need could benefit us both.
You asked for the Gatlock and were refused, so you invented a task and then paid to have it done. You failed your own goal. You have proved your wealth not worth.
Oh, so he made up the whole that side of the story.
Nevertheless, you have benefited from his action.
Do you think we are unable to hunt our own outcasts? This was interference, nothing more.
So I get nothing for all this work?
You didn't do
If
anything.
We have been denied the righteous application of the wisdom of the Qun. What payment should I exact for that? Go, dwarf, before I begin my tally.
You may want to take this opportunity to go.
But he has to sell. It's a product. People want it.
There is no profit in empowering those not of the Qun. The means of creating the Gatlock is ours alone. It shall be dispensed only to our enemies, in the traditional manner.
That is the most polite threat as possible.
And you're fired. Sodding bunch of oxmen and dog lords. A whole lot breathing smoke. Pah.
You will leave as well, human. There's no more coin for you here.
All right. Ah, more reading material. The Kunari. The people of the Qun are perhaps the least understood group in Thedas. The Kunari Wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry Schism. So was the fall of the Imperium. Some of the misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Kunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes. The ignorant look on them and see monsters. Some is an accident of language. Few among the Coon's people speak the common tongue, and fewer speak it well. In a culture that strives for mastery, to have only a passable degree of skill is humiliating indeed. And so they often keep quiet among foreigners out of shame. But much of it is as a result of the culture itself. The Qunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being is the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in its veins, important not for itself, but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Qunari most outsiders meet belong to the army, which the Coon regards as if it were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes, ears. The things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. Now, that is an interesting statement. The idea that the thing that you need to interact with the world is a weapon. It presents the idea that the world around you is hostile, automatically. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Qunari until one has visited their cities. That is where their mind and soul dwell. In Saharon and Parvalan, one can truly see the Qunari in their entirety. Therefore, there the unification of the Qunari into a single being is most evident. Workers, whom the Coon calls the mind, produce everything the Qunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, the world, and exhorts the body and mind to continually strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind, the soul, and the world. Everyone and everything has a place, decided by the Coon, in which they work for the good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. As your individuality is lost for the sake of the group. Herbalist, I have done your deeds.
It's not so bad.
But you have to say it out loud, so does it mean it's still not so bad?
Everything on the list. I'll get to work immediately. And of course, here is the reward I...
Ah, he's selling Elfroot Potion. And, oh, hold on. What is this Restoration Potion? I should see about turning that off. This notification that keeps popping up to tell me that I'm offline. I did not bother actually looking as to what it wants me to do in Lowtown. I probably should have done that. Ah. Talk to the mom, tell her about how I have sent her son off to the Mages Circle, as she requested. Because, well, also, not only is he going to be safer there, like, the Dalish are not exactly treated well.
Well, he went kicking and screaming, but your boy is at the circle.
He may never forgive me for sending him there, but I'd rather him alive and furious than dead and buried. As I said, I have little money, but this is a Dalish ring that has been in my...
I forgot that she was Dalish, so I suppose they would have accepted him as being half Dalish. But again, I still feel like it's safest to train somebody. Is that better for what I got? Not really. What about you? Definitely no. You... He already has an air of confidence about him. He doesn't need an additional ring to do that for him. Alright. Will any of these little quests end up leading to something? Will I see any of these people again? Will any of these choices come to bite me in the ass? Shepherding wolves. What was this quest about? I guess that's the issue with having a whole bunch of side quests that you do just all at once and then you turn in one at a time. Like, what were they even about? Who were they for?
Here, miss. Word is you're looking for help. And paying well.
I need someone native to the dark places beneath Lowtown. If you claim as much, yes, I will pay.
I am. Let's just step into this alley, and me and my fellows can have a look at the money on offer.
Are they going to try to rob her?
Sad Lowtown tale in the making. As if we needed another.
Can you save someone so intent on being foolish?
All right. Definitely a shady character indeed.
Well, thank you for your timely intervention. I am out of my element.
I can tell.
Surely you didn't realize that just now.
I had to come here to get the type of person I need. Someone of bloody skill, but also integrity.
Yeah, probably doing that in the middle of the night is not exactly a wise choice.
I have a charge who needs passage from the city. If you are willing and capable, meet me at my safe house nearby.
I just saved you in an alley, and suddenly we're in business?
You're in Lowtown. What grand scheme could I be interrupting? Varnell!
Fair.
Why is a Templar guarding her? Is this a setup?
I hope you will come. This matter only grows more urgent with time.
Also, why wasn't her Templar guard there to do something? Why did he only show up afterwards? It's a little bit of a mystery.
Nice to see you too.
I thank you for coming. This matter is delicate, and I need someone of limited notoriety who will not link this to me. It is an escort, but I think you will agree the nature of the party makes this unique.
Time is wasting. Who is going where?
My name is Sister Patrice. I have assumed a burden of charity. This is my charge.
Maker.
Would even a Templar bind a mage like this? A survivor of infighting with their Talvashoth outcasts. I call him Katojan, a bridge between worlds. The Viscount and others feel that peace begins with appeasement. This mage would likely be returned to his brutal kin. He can serve a better purpose. I want him free. He must be guided from the city without alerting his people, or being seen in my care.
I've had dealings with the Kunari leader. He'd want to know of this.
You have dealt with their leader? If you have interacted with Kunari, you know how they treat those who leave their heathen order. The Arashok would doom this poor creature.
Those are some big chains.
Knowing them is useful. If they challenged you, attacking an ally would only confirm their barbarism. You are still right for the task.
Oh, so that got me nothing.
You don't just stumble on something. Someone like this.
For all their blasphemous certainty, the Kunari do have deserters. Those who seek freedom are hunted mercilessly.
Talvashoth. They seem to accept the role.
Even their rebels conform. Savonel observed one of their bloody exchanges. This poor mage was the only survivor.
And you think this mage was being hunted?
I'm certain no thinking creature would willingly submit to this. If he was not running before, he has seized the opportunity now.
If you are so intent on this, why not use Chantry resources?
My order will soon realize the Qunari presence is more than a test of faith. It is an open challenge. But for now, I must act on my own. Helping this mage shows how Qunari heresy cannot be ignored. His flight is vital.
Is freedom so helpful? A new life with that collar seems doubtful.
And yet it is more than he has. My reach is limited. His struggle is his own.
It just seems like releasing a bird, cage and all.
We do what we can to step toward what is right. That must be enough.
You are not interested in who you might be hiring?
If you were important enough to know, I would need someone else. But if you insist, what is your family name?
My name is Hawk.
Strong. Very Ferelden. The Qunari have...
Why would it be considered very Ferelden? Because, in theory, the Hawk family came from Kirkwall, and then left to Ferelden, and then came back.
It must be done.
So the Hawk family name shouldn't necessarily be... Unless it is Ferelden in origin, and I already forgot.
Will he help? If I trust him at all.
I don't know his capabilities, or if he can function at all in that collar. But I think he knows we are his only way out.
You think?
He's followed every direction and made no aggressive moves, even when taunted. Were I in his place, I could have fled. Qunari or not, I can only assume he wants to be led to freedom.
And if you're wrong, I have to deal with it.
That is why I went to Lowtown. You are either capable of the discretion and skill that I need, or you are not.
I can get him out of Kirkwall. He's a bit conspicuous for the streets, though.
We must help this poor creature. He has faced worse than what I run from.
That is obviously not an option. You must avoid incident with the guards. I cannot be linked to this. This mage will be
It's a good thing we've got the captain of the guards with us.
Even to their own. But only if this plays out just so. The passage here leads to the warrens of the Undercity. It is dangerous, but that is why you are hired. Good luck.
Oh, Varric didn't like that. For some reason. Thank you, Varric, for telling me why you didn't like it. It's just, he didn't like it. Alright. I think I'm going to stop here for the night. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have yourselves a good night. You know who probably would have liked that? Meryl. Meryl would have probably liked that.